Hi all, welcome to video 22 of genai using langchain and databricks playlist. So in last video we have got introduction to the structured output in langchain, okay, and in this video we are going to start with the very first way to get the structured output in langchain, okay, and this is the method first, right? I think we are going to generate the structured output by default, right? So this first method to generate the structured output by default is called as TypedDict, right? In LangChain, TypedDict is like one of the simplest ways to get structured output, right? Now, what is this TypedDict, right? Let me just first write here TypedDict, right? So TypedDict basically tells Python, okay, and a LLM wrapper what keys should exist in the output dictionary and what type each value should have, right? So TypedDict tells the LLM, okay, what keys should exist in the output and what their um, what their type should be, right? What their type should be, right? So before getting the output from LLM, we define the structure using TypedDict, right? Now, what is TypedDict? TypedDict, TypedDict comes from Python's typing, okay, or typing extensions, right? We will see that we will import this, right? It comes from Python's typing or typing extensions, right? Now, what is the basic way, right? Basic way to define the type dict, right? I'll just tell you here. Let's say class person I'm defining type dict, right? Okay, what I'm trying to define name as string, right? Name as string, a basic way. Age as integer, and city as string, right? So if let's say LLM without defining type dict, if LLM is going to give me the output, Ganesh is 28 years old and lives in Pune, right? If I apply this type dict, right, the output I'm going to get is this dictionary, right? And in dictionary, what I'll be getting, name as Ganesh, right? Age as 28, right? Whatever. And what is city as Pune, right? So once I define this type dict and apply for LLM output, we are going to get structured output, right? Now to see this practically, this was kind of, let's say, an introduction to what is TypedDict, right? On a high level, we will take one sample use case, right? And we will try to code this TypedDict, okay? Now what we are doing, we will take one review we have received for the newly launched AC, right? And we will get, let's say, a review summary and review sentiment as the Python dictionary, right? This is the review I have got, okay? I want to get the review summary and I would say the review sentiment, okay, from LLM, okay, using TypedDict, okay? So what I'll do, I'll first run installations that you know, okay? We will start with, let's say, hands-on of TypedDict here, okay? Now from, let's do imports. You all know what imports we are doing from databricks underscore langchain. Import chat data, import chat data bricks. Okay. As I told you, from typing, import typed TypedDict, right? From typing, I have imported TypedDict. Okay. Chat model to use is going to be same. Where is that? This one I'm going to copy. Okay. This chat model we are going to use. Okay. Next thing, I'm going to put a review to process. This is my input to LLM, right? Review to process. Okay. Now I'll just copy this, right? This way I'll just define the um, TypedDict. Okay. Right. What I have to do? Let me define AC review summary. Okay. Now what is this? AC review summary as string. As string. Okay. AC review sentiment. AC review sentiment as string. And both are string for me. Simple um, use case we are considering, right? And now what I'll do, I will apply this type dict. Okay. I'll ask my LLM to give me the output in this format, right? So what I'll do, I'll just define one model, structured model to use is chat model to use dot, okay, with structured output. There is one function called with structured output. Okay. And I'll pass on this class, right? AC review summary, right? Okay. What I have done here is I have defined one class, okay, a type dict, okay, where I'm looking for AC review summary from this review as a string. I'm looking for review sentiment from this review. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm asking my chat model, okay, use this structured with structured output function by default present in langchain, okay, and apply this class, okay, so that my output will be this way structured. It will be dictionary and structured this way. I'll be having two output, I would say two items in my dictionary, AC review summary and AC review sentiment, right? Now what I'll do, I'll just invoke this structured model, this one, right? Structured model to use, okay, dot invoke this one. Sorry, AC review to process. Okay. I have to pass my review to process to this one, right? And if I print the response, right? Let me run this. Okay. Okay, what it is saying does not match any outer indentation level. What has happened? Class AC review summary, type tick, string, string, right? Line 12. Okay, some issue with the indentation. Let me do one thing, right? AC review summary as string and AC review sentiment as string. Might be issue because I have copied this from Notepad. Let's see. Okay, now it is running. Some indentation issue because I copied, right? And you all know Python works on indentation, right? Let it run and it should give me the dictionary having first item as AC review summary and second item as AC review sentiment, right? You see this output. Okay, let me copy this output. First this code, right? And then this output to the notepad, right? Let me copy this. Okay. So output is AC review summary. The AC named cool. The room delivers excellent performance. It consumes less energy, cools the room efficiently, and has slick design. Okay. AC review sentiment is positive. Right. So this is simplest way to get structured output in langchain using with structured output function. Okay. Now I wanted to tell you what is happening behind the scene. Right. Now what we do, we give structured schema, right, to with structured output function through the class, right? So first thing what we do, we define the class, right? And in this class, what we mention what is the output, right? Structured output we are looking for. Okay, now we are giving the structured schema to which structured output function through this class, right? So my next stage is I am giving this class to with structured output, right? With structured output. Okay, let me make this little big, right? So that you will be able to see this, right? With structured output. Okay, I'll have to fine, right? So through this class, I'm giving it to with structured output. If you can see, I'm giving it to with structured output through the class I have defined, right? Now, in the backend, it creates the prompt, right? And this prompt extracts the structured output, right? Now, what happens in the backend? It creates the prompt, right? Prompt to extract the structured output. Maybe let me write it here. Prompt to extract the structured output, right? Because we all know LLM model needs the prompt, right? So it creates the prompt to extract the structured output, and this prompt, just a second, yes, this is the step 3, and the next stage is I am getting the structured output, right? Fine. So this is the flow we are following, okay, when we are working with the TypedDict, right, with structured output function. Okay, first we define the class, we provide the structured schema defined in the class, right, to structured output with structured output function, right? This functions in the backend creates the prompt to extract the structured output, okay, and then we display the LLM gives us the structured output, right? Now we will see annotations in TypedDict, right? In the above code, basically in this code, right? What we have done, we have defined only what I'm needing. I'm looking for AC review summary, right? AC review sentiment. But you all know, if we provide more details, right? AC review summary means what I'm looking for, right? AC review sentiment means what I'm looking for, right? So if I provide LLM more details, right? Few LLM models might not be able to understand what I'm looking here, right? I'm just telling them the AC review summary should be string, right? AC review sentiment should be string. But if I give it more details, right? It a description, kind of a description, it would be able to understand better, right? So what I'll do, I'll just copy this code as it is, and these more details we can give through annotations, right? So what I'll do, I'll have to from typing, I have imported TypedDict, right? And I'll import annotated, right? Annotated, okay. And what change I have to do here? Annotated, right? It should be a string, right? My output should be a string, okay. And my description is, let's say, a single line summary of the review. Single line summary of the review, right? Same here. Annotated, right? I want output in the form of string, right? And the overall, I'm giving the explanation, right? The overall sentiment of the review, right? Overall sentiment of the review can be positive, negative, or neutral, right? So here I am giving more details through annotation so that my LLM would be able to understand better what I'm looking for, right? AC review summary means what I'm looking for, right? Now I have given single line summary of the review. What it has given, the AC named cool room delivers excellent performance, right? So the output that LLM was giving me earlier, right? It is different because I have given more details, and review sentiment is positive. Review sentiment is positive, right? Here, if you see this P positive p is smaller, right? Here I have provided, especially if the sentiment is positive, mention as positive, right? N capital for negative or N capital for neutral, and that way it has given us the output, right? So this is the basic understanding of type tick. Okay, now what we will do, we will understand few advantages, right? Advantages and disadvantages of TypedDict. First go for advantages. Okay, advantages of TypedDict. First thing, very simple to use, very simple to use, right? At the start of this video I have told you that in langchain one of the very simple way to get structured output is TypedDict, right? And that is the first advantage we are writing. This is very simple to use, no extra complexity, just define the keys and types and the description, right? Very easy for beginners to learn, right? Next thing is lightweight, right? If you think from coding perspective, unlike other structured output methods we are using, this is very fast and very efficient, right? And it is very good where we are looking for high speed, right? We are looking for structured output fastly, right? Now, um third thing, third thing cleaner code, right? Cleaner code. So if you see simple and clean code, right? SE review summary, what I'm looking for some description, right? This is what I'm looking for, and it should be string. A simple and cleaner code, right? Easier code, right? And through my without annotations also, LLM should be able to understand that I'm looking for a summary of this review, I'm looking for sentiment, but if I need specific details, I'm able to pass those using annotations, right? Fine. It is good for, it is good for simple JSON like output, right? Wherever we are looking for output in, let's say, JSON format, right? It is good for those use cases, right? Next thing is disadvantages, right? We are going to understand advantages, disadvantages of each method, and we will, and in the end, we will see which one to be used for which use case, right? The first biggest issue of TypedDict is no runtime validation. What do I mean by no runtime validation? Okay. Now, I gave you one example here in the start, right here, right? Now, if I define this, right, I'm defining age as integer, right? If I get something like this, Ganesh is 28, right? If I define it as integer, it can give me the output like this 28, right? There is no error it is going to throw, right? So there is no such validation that is happening. I would say a type validation that is happening while runtime, and this is the biggest disadvantage if we are looking for a specific, you know, data type. Okay, and because of this first disadvantage, it is less suitable for production critical applications. Production critical applications, right? Let's say this JSON I'm going to add to my table, right? Now my table schema is defined, age should be integer. Okay, if I try to insert this 28 into my table, it is going to throw an error, right? So this TypedDict is suitable for lightweight scenarios where you are not looking to you know get strict validation on data types, right? Because there is no runtime validation available for TypedDict. Okay, wherever there are lightweight scenarios, there you can use simple TypedDict you can use, so that you will not engage, or you will not consume much compute there, right? Recently in LLMs, we are seeing many companies are kind of hesitant to use LLM because there is a lot of tokens cost is involved, right? So wherever possible, if we use this TypedDict, right, for lightweight applications or scenarios, it will be able to add on to some optimization, right? Definitely, if you need strict data type validation, then this is of no use to you, right? But this is the very first and simplest method we have learned, right, to get the structured output in langchain using with structured output function, right? Fine. I hope you have got a good insights right through this video, and in the next video we will continue our this playlist, right, with the next um, method or next way to get the structured output using with structured output function, right? And we have seen the flow also, what happens in the backend, right? This is what is happening in the backend. Through class, I'm providing the structure to which structured output function. In the backend, the prompt is getting created to extract the structured output. The prompt would be like something like, if we can guess, right, the prompt would be like, give me the AC review summary and AC sentiment, right, from let's try to guess the prompt. What would be the prompt for this? Okay, uh, give me, right, one liner review summary from the review provided, okay, and need the review sentiment as one of, let's say, positive, negative, and neutral, right? Output format output format should be as below, right? What would be the output format I am looking for? Let's say this, right? AC review summary, right? First thing, right? AC, sorry, this is the format I'm looking for, AC review summary, right? And the summary generated, right? Summary generated, okay. And second thing I'm looking for is AC review sentiment, okay. AC review sentiment, right? One from positive, negative, or neutral based on review input provided. This might be the prompt that is getting created in the backend, okay, by which structured output function, right? And then this prompt is given to the, I mean, we are invoking this prompt against the chat model and we are getting the structured output, right? Sorry. Fine. That's all for this video. In the next video, we will be continuing with the next method to get the structured output using with structured output function. Okay. That's all. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.